Philip of Grin 8023. I have stopped watching the deadlift championships. Oh. The fixed weight jumps are a joke. I hope another deadlift competition takes over that title. Do you know what? Don't watch it then, you cunt. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate everyone's comments and all the new follows, all the new subscribers, should I say. It is YouTube, not the gram. So I appreciate everyone. Welcome aboard. So there was a lot of comments on my last video with the World Deadlift Championships, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take some of the comments that you were leaving and I'm going to go down through them. Let's see how this goes, and who knows, maybe you get to be called a cunt by me. So the first one I'm going to read is, I don't think Mitch is daft enough to do dangerous levels of gear, i.e. a Eddie and Thor monster course for a 5 of 5. You speak of this as if you were there yourself, seeing Eddie and Thor taking monstrous amounts of gear. And I hate to say this, and this is like an excuse to make the average man feel better about himself. It's really insecure comment to make, because you think if you took their amounts of gear that you would be in their position where you'd be pulling 500 kilo deadlifts, you'd be winning shows, you'd be winning World's Strongest Man, and it is not the case, let me tell you that. It doesn't matter how much gear you take, you will never lift as much as they lift, because they have a genetic gift that no one else has. They also have the ability to work extremely hard towards something to get it, probably something else that you don't have. Here's the other thing. These fellas aren't taking as much gear as you think they are taking. I'm not going to name names, but I know a couple of guys. I'm friends with most of the guys, and I have a fair idea. I know they're capable of telling a fucking lie or two, but I have a fair idea of what they're taking. I'm close enough to a couple of the guys. I know what they're taking, and it would shock you to know how little they are taking. These guys are fucking beasts because they're genetically gifted and born that way, and they have a work ethic like no one else. That is the reason why Thor and Eddie and all these other fellas are as strong and as successful as they are, is because they're fucking animals. So, next comment. Doesn't take anything away. Here's just a random one. Doesn't take anything away, but I thought BPC 157 peptide is a part of Mitchell Hooper's recovery too. No. I don't know. Maybe he said this in the video. I get from your comment that he's obviously spoke about this in the video. In my own opinion, BPC 157, like, I know every drug will work different for other people, but BPC did fuck all for me. I've never been seriously injured, thankfully. Touch wood. But it's never done much for me, to be honest. It's a bit, I don't know. Is it like you're going to recover either way? And are people taking this and recovering either way and saying, oh, it was a BPC inside me that did it? I don't know. I have never been successful anyway with BPC 157. Lovelace wouldn't be far behind Lucy if she decided to put a few pounds on. Now, to the best of my knowledge, Rhiannon Lovelace is an under 64 competitor. I think she would easily, she'd have to bulk up to at least like 100 kilo body weight to be in. I think her best deadlift is 280 from the ground. I think I'm probably wrong with that. Maybe 280, 290. I probably should have checked that first. But either way, she's a fair bit behind 325 kilos, which is now the world record for the females. I just think she would have to bulk up massively, and I don't know if she has either the want to do that or the ability to do that, to bulk up to like 80 or 90 kilos to pull that weight, because you need heavy body weight to pull the heavy deadlifts. I know you're going to say, but you said Hooper is really small. Hooper's not human. Hooper's a fucking alien. We've discussed this. You can't go by what he does and bring it into your own thing, because he's not human, the cunt. So yeah, like, if you'd have to have serious want to bulk up to that size, because it's so uncomfortable. Even me, I've obviously lost weight at the minute. I'm not competing, so I like to diet down and get rid of all the shit so I can live some bit happily. But to bulk up to that size, it's really uncomfortable. You'd have to be dedicated, and I'm not sure if the want is there in Rhiannon. I'd love to see it, obviously, because we need someone behind Lucy to push her in direction to drive that deadlift. It would just make it more exciting, if nothing else. You know, it's a bit pointless her breaking her own record. Philip of Grin 8023. I have stopped watching the deadlift championships. Oh. The fixed weight jumps are a joke. I hope another deadlift competition takes over that title. Do you know what? Don't watch it then, you cunt. We don't need your watch. The amount of effort that goes into these competitions for you to make a fucking stupid comment like that, the amount of effort that goes in from the organizer's perspective and the athlete's perspective. They're training, like Graham Hicks, for argument's sake, spent 12 months getting ready for this, and you think it's a joke because the fixed weight jumps aren't suiting you. Do you know what? Even if the guys did have a crack, even if the guys did get to select their weights, it wouldn't be far off of what it was, which was 400, 425, 454, 470, and 505. The only thing I would say is change the 470 to 480 to give the guys a couple of guys new records. It'd be a lot closer to 505, and the weight jump wouldn't be like 470 to 505. A 35 kilo jump to your max, I think, is too much. That's the only thing I'd say. But you know what? And then I hope another competition takes over that title. I don't think it'll happen. Rogue are bringing in the max deadlift, but they're not allowing suits, so we're not going to see a world deadlift record. Strongest man on earth don't allow suits. We're not going to see a world strongest man deadlift record. So do you know what you can take? Your comment and shove it up your hole. As soon as Giants Live considers or goes for an official statement that Thor's 501 kg will be considered as a deadlift world record, then he will jump and start prep for 505. Here's the thing, you can't just say it's a record just because we want him to play. It wasn't a sanctioned meet, so you can't say it was an official record. I've no doubt in my mind that Thor's 501 kg deadlift is as real as anything. I mean, we saw his training videos, the 440, the 470. But like, if we're going to be doing that, the point I have with this is, like, if we're going to be doing that, then every cunt will be at it. If we allow his 501, the next cunt will do 502 in his shed. And then, like, where do you draw the lines? You know, when there's no sanctioned meet, it kind of takes away from the record a small bit. That's why we have meets where we all come together to do these records. You can't be just doing them in the fucking shed. And I know that he had weighed the plates and he had done this and that, and he had Magnus there, but it still doesn't make it a sanctioned meet. I think we have to meet at an area and do the record together as opposed to just doing it in our sheds. And like I said, I've no doubt in my mind it was 501, but it's not an official record. So Giants Live can suck it for what they did to Thor. I say that as one of their fans. I totally understand why he's telling them to fuck off. I don't really understand it. Like, let's be honest here, Thor instigated this whole argument. And it was down to the reffing at 2017 World's Strongest Man, where he got 15 reps on the Viking press. Eddie came out and did 16 reps, or he did one more than him. And Thor was happy with that. If you watch the video back, Thor was happy with that. He went back to his camp, and it's the people he surrounded himself with, I think, that put this fucking idea in his head. Oh, you need to go up and appeal the decision of taking reps away from you. And even still, if they went head to head, Eddie would have just blasted out another rep. If you watch Eddie's last rep, it was as easy as his first rep. I think Eddie could have gone and done 20 reps in that Viking press. It still doesn't take away from the fact that Thor instigated this whole argument, and after that, we all know what happened after that. It was all stupid, to be honest, because now we're left without possibly the best deadlifter in history not doing the World Deadlift Championships. So no one's winning out of this fucking argument, to be honest. It is weird and frustrating and disappointing having the Deadlift World Championships and the guy who everybody knows is the best deadlifter in the world refuses to participate. It is really annoying. As I said there's a couple of other people as well that should have been there, in my opinion. I've come across this guy on Instagram. I was only thinking about it as I was setting up, so I can't remember his name. I think his name is like Hansa or something like this. But he put up a video recently where he repped out 400 kilos for 6 reps raw, conventional, obviously. So I can't remember. I don't know what the name is. This guy. I think he's a German guy. But if he's banging out 6 reps of 400 raw, if that man suited up and went for a max, I think he's a genuine contender for like something like 480. Other than that, he should be at the deadlift championships. Another guy I'm going to say is Dimitar Sanatinov. I think he pulled 464 recently. He's another guy that should have been given a shot, especially when he's in America already. And, you know, when the cunt is there, why not bring him along for the crack? Giants Live folks should apologise to Thor. Besides, he doesn't need them. It's the other way around. They would make more money off of him showing there than he would winning any of their competitions. See, here's the thing, like Giants Live in the UK are selling out arenas anyway, so having Thor on board isn't going to make him that much more money. In fact, no, not that it would cost them more money, but Thor would benefit more from this. I think there's 6 shows in the UK the prize money is in around 40 grand. So that's $250,000 that they'd be handing to Thor every year. Now, saying that he might win if he won all the shows in 1 year. That's close to $250,000 they'd be paying Thor every year that he'd win all the shows. So technically, he will be benefiting this a lot more than they would, because as I said, they're selling out shows in the UK anyway. So having him there isn't going to make them more money. It might make them more money on social media, YouTube and that, but technically he would benefit more from this. So here's something to comment. When I was originally reading this comment, I thought it was a bit stupid, but thinking about it, it was actually a good idea. So Uncle Goo says, if nobody can lift 500 kilos, then how are they supposed to lift 505? I know that doesn't make no sense. Heaviest lift is 476. This is the world record this week, 470, not 505. I want to see a 500 kg club is basically what this fella's trying to say. Never mind the record. Make new records from 470 to 500 kilos. Then maybe someone might build up from it. But for now, only Eddie and Thor are in the 500 kg club. No one can claim that. Just my opinion. And do you know what? Thinking about it, it's actually a good idea. It'd be a different format from last year. It would take the pressure off the guys of going for a new world record. When you've that pressure on yourself to try and break a world deadlift record, there's extra pressure trying to break the record. If it was a case of just getting into the 500 kg club, I think we'd have a couple of guys this year that would have broken into the 500 kg club. There was a lot of pressure on Hicksy. Everyone was talking about Hicksy pulling a 505, and I think that pressure got him a little bit as well. Whereas if it was just about joining the 500 kg club, I think it's a really good idea. So next year, the World Deadlift Champs, it'll be about how many guys can we invite to the 500 kilos, the half-ton deadlift club. And I think we'd have a few guys. I honestly believe Ivan could do it. Hooper could do it. Maybe Heinle could do it. Hicksy can definitely do it. Andre, I know I keep pronouncing his name wrong, but I'm really shit with names, so I apologize. Andrade, he could definitely do this. Am I missing anyone? Matthew Ragg could do it. So I think that's a be a good format for next year, is who can we just take the pressure off the world record for a year, because there's no one really. I don't even know if Hooper could pull the 505. I know, do you know what, he probably could pull it, because like as I said before, he's a fucking alien. So I'm just going to talk about the last one here, just make this a quick video because it's fun. Pat, what makes you think you're worthy of being on YouTube? Honest question. And someone else says, lol, what a douchebag you are. But then the last one says, better than out robbing copper from building sites. At least we can keep an eye on him here. Can't argue with that. Anyway, guys, thank you all. Make sure you subscribe. I love you all. Keep it safe and do nice stuff. Be nice. Peace out.